We'll start off with just ultimate preseason takeaways. Here specifically tonight on home ice, different result. What overall do you take from the club that you put together and now get a chance to see them through 2 games of play?
I would say the words I used tonight were consistency and youth. We weren't consistent enough with our play like we were last night, and that is just a direct result of our youth as a team, right? A lot of new faces, like everybody's pretty much new here. So just things we have to continue to work on, right? It's not all negative. Like we outshot them. This is last year's team. We're on the flip side. We're the team that's getting outshot if we look at it in hindsight. So nice to be on the positive side of that. Feel like we outchanced them, but the chances we gave up were just so significant they cost us, right? And with some of the guys they have in that lineup, if you give them the chances, which we did tonight, it's going to cost us. But overall, preseason, encouraged with what we have, encouraged with what we saw. We will continue to work and get better and improve this, and we have a week to do it.
The goaltending room right now is one of the strongest attributes for your team. You saw all three goaltenders throughout this preseason, Parker the entire night tonight. What do you take from that position and now heading into the season? Where do you anticipate to use all three and how do you expect to do that?
Yeah, it's fortunate that we basically have three number one goalies, and it's going to be a bit of a balancing act. And for Parker tonight, like none of the blame is on him. His first shot 7 minutes into the game was a breakaway. So what are you gonna do? And even the other stuff like just breakdowns on our end, nothing he could do. But Parker's resume speaks for itself with how he played last year, both with us and with Lehigh. Petrozelli and Paper are the same. Like their resumes speak for themselves and how well they've done at this level. So it's going to be a balancing act. They're going to compete. They're going to earn it, and whichever guy's in net I fully trust is going to give us their very best.
Recruiting is an ongoing process, as you've said over the summer. What do you kind of look for when you go to recruit a guy to come in?
I would say first and foremost, like what are their traits? Maybe not what are their traits, but like how are they as a person, right? We don't want bad people in here to ruin the room. And for someone who's played hockey and now has coached it and has been around it for a long time, one bad egg can ruin the whole bunch. So a lot of it is their background, how they are as a person, how do they treat people, things like that. Then on top of that, we have areas we needed to fill, and that's something we talked about this morning, right, with the power play. We had the worst power play in the league last year. So what are we going to identify? We're going to go find power play guys. We were a little smaller as a team last year. So what are we going to do? We're going to go get some bigger guys, which we did. As far as having the goalie situation, which we just talked about, having a solid third goalie is something that we acquired. And that's not something we've had in the last couple of years. So we just found our holes and we tried to make them stronger as well as building off of what we already had as strengths last year. The reality is we had a lot of turnover, and there's basically two guys back from last year's team, and now it's just on us to teach them and make them better and get them playing together.